Hi everyone, welcome to Craft and Create. This is Catherine from the Florissant Public Library. This week we're going to make watercolors from common ingredients found in your kitchen cupboards. For this craft you will need 1 large bowl, a half a cup of baking soda, a 1/4 cup of vinegar, a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, 1 teaspoon of sugar, some food coloring, a forks to mix all the ingredients with, a couple of butter knives to stir in the food coloring, a spoon to transfer the mixture to an ice cube tray, and you'll also need a roll of paper towels. Start by pouring the baking soda into the bowl and mixing the baking soda and the vinegar. It will fizz a bit. You want to make sure that you mix the baking soda and vinegar completely until all the baking soda dissolves. Once all the baking soda is dissolved, you want to add the sugar and then mix that until all the sugar has dissolved. And then you add the cornstarch. The mixture does clump up a bit when you add the cornstarch, and it does fly all over the place. Even though the recipe only calls for a 1/4 cup of vinegar, sometimes recipes aren't accurate. And as you can see, the mixture is not becoming liquid. So add another 1/8 of a cup of vinegar. And then stir everything until it dissolves, and this gives you a liquid mixture. Now, the mixture as you stir does clump up from the cornstarch, but when you stop stirring, it smooths out. The important thing is to just make sure it all gets combined. The directions call for pouring the mixture into the ice cube tray. However, this is a little bit messy, so I'm going to use a spoon to fill each compartment about halfway full. The mixture won't fill all of the compartments in the ice cube tray because this is just a single recipe. If you want to fill more of the compartments, you can always double the recipe. I'm only going to fill about 4 right now so we can move on to adding the food coloring. We'll do 1 more. Put a little bit more in that one. A little bit more in this one, just a little bit more in that one. And now we're going to add the food coloring. You want to add 1 or 2 drops of food coloring, or more, depending on the intensity of the color that you want. So we're going to start with blue, and then you want to take your butter knife and mix the color in. It gets a little thick on the bottom, so you kind of have to press a little hard to get it all mixed in, because you want the color to go all the way through. And this is kind of a light blue, and I'd like it a little bit darker, so I'm going to add a couple more drops of blue food coloring. Now you want to have more than one knife to stir with, but you can always use paper towels to clean off your knife in between each color so that you can reuse it. And now we're gonna do red. I added 3 that time because I like my colors to be a little bit darker. And you want to make sure you get it all the way through so that the color is all the way through the mixture. Okay. And let's do green next. And then we'll do yellow. And again, I added 3. I like a nice dark green. And yellow for our next one. And this time I'm only going to add 1 drop to kind of make a pretty pastel yellow. All nice and mixed. And then for this last color, I'm going to make purple. So I'm going to add 2 drops of red and 2 drops of blue. All right. Now that we have our color shade, we're going to set this aside and let it dry overnight. Drying time depends on the temperature and humidity, so it may be a little bit longer than overnight. And I did, when I let mine dry that I had made previously, liquid rises to the top, and I had to soak that up with paper towels, and that helped speed up the drying process. Here are the watercolors that I made previously. And we're going to wet my paintbrush and we're going to try the green. And there's the green. And here's kind of a pink color that I made. We'll see how that does. That one's really, really light. Let's try that again. And there's the pink. And let's try the blue. And there's my blue. Thank you for watching Craft and Create and joining me today. Check back next week when we're going to make homemade envelopes out of pretty scrapbooking paper.